Hear the stories of men and women switching hustles and escaping the odds through entrepreneurship after prison. Not only will these stories inspire you, but also unlock business tips for financial freedom.
When I got introduced to coke, I was about 14, 15.
You know, I was losing myself.
My lowest moment was when the feds came for me.
When I got arrested, my daughter was 2. And her mom would say that, she's been screaming for you all night, yelling, I want my daddy, and I wasn't there to be able to pick her up.
Thank you all for tuning in to another dope episode of Escaping the Odds podcast. I am your host, Aaron Smith, and today we have a unique show. Normally, I interview only the formerly incarcerated who are now successful entrepreneurs, but on today, we have a special organization called Defy Ventures, based out of New York City, and their whole premise is to provide training for formerly incarcerated and incarcerated men and women, just being able to help them defy the odds. And so today, we're going to speak with Melissa Odell. She's the executive director of Defy Ventures, Illinois, and 2 of the participants who are formerly incarcerated, Javier Reyes and also Ed Bachner, 2 extraordinary gentlemen with great ideas and businesses. So we're going to get into their story and let's get it going. Hey, how you doing, Melissa?
Hey, Aaron, thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. Javier, how you doing? Ed, how's everything going?
I'm doing very well, thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Thank you all for coming on. First and foremost, I want to commend you all for taking a step into entrepreneurship. And as you and I both know, it's hard work, you know what I mean, being able to actually come up with a vision and actually follow through with it. Oftentimes, we sat in prison with men who they talked about the things they wanted to do as it relates to business, but when they came home, sometimes, they get distracted with life and other things happen. So definitely want to commend you guys for following through. Also, Melissa, being able to have an organization that can help men and women such who come home and they have an idea and they actually want to be able to do something with that. And so you guys provide like the skill set to be able to do that. And that's very, very important to kind of cut down on recidivism rate. And I know that's one of you guys' biggest missions is to be able to do that. So can you tell me a little bit more about Defy Ventures and the movement you guys got going on?
Sure, thank you. So Defy Ventures is a national organization, and we've been around for around a decade. And we began, programming in New York, and we were doing a lot of our programming once people had already come home, and we were focusing a lot on job readiness and also giving them some business coaching. But what we realized is that we actually had to start our work in custody while people were still inside, and then follow them and provide a bridge of services once they had come home. So we developed a program called CEO of Your New Life. And it's a 6 to 9 month program, and it focuses on employment readiness, reentry preparation, personal development and well-being, and entrepreneurship. Because we knew that to be a great entrepreneur, you had to also change your thinking to change behavior and build up that growth mindset. And I think the real special aspect of Defy is that we also brought in executives, business executives, to have these transformative experiences with our participants, whom we call EITs, or entrepreneurs in training, so that they could go on a journey together and really experience the humanizing aspect of hearing each other's stories. I mean, that's what, your podcast is about too,
Absolutely.
right? If we can learn from each other, we can actually move forward, because we knew that it's not just what you learn, it's who you know. It's your network around you that actually helps to amplify your success once you come home. So we started that program in custody. We've now served almost 5,000 people across the country in various institutions, all different security levels. And then we've also tried to make sure that we have post-release services. So when people come home and they release, that they are given sort of that that seamless transition back into the community. And Defy doesn't do everything. We have partnerships with great organizations to do other aspects of reentry that we might not, like housing, for example, or clinical case management. But where Defy sits in a very special place is in entrepreneurship and meaningful work trajectories. So we give people Chromebooks when they come home, we get them connected with mentors, and we really build up their skill set and their connection to a lot of the things that they're going to need to see their business come into fruition. We also provide a boot camp for people who've never taken our program in custody, but still are desiring to start up a small business and unfortunately have had to experience the collateral consequences of their convictions. And I'm sure, you know, all of you guys can talk to that.
No, absolutely. That was a great introduction to the Defy Ventures. One of the things you said that really stuck out to me was you guys partner with executives who ran companies already, and that's very important to be able to leverage the experience of people who already had started businesses, successful businesses. And that's one thing that I know I did, and the other gentleman, Ed and Javier, can probably attest to this as well. While I was incarcerated, and luckily in federal prison, you kind of come across different caliber of, I guess, the people that's incarcerated. So you had a lot of people that were executives in their formal life. And so I had the opportunity to expand my network and be able to speak with the men who had ran businesses. And so it was very great insight that I was able to learn. And so it's all about increasing your network. I always say that your network is your net worth.
Right.
And so that's something that I like to stand on. And so thank you for that. I appreciate that. Ed, how's it going, man?
I'm doing great. Really enjoying this.
All right, now you have a payment processing company, which is
That's
unique.
correct. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, that's true.
Okay, go ahead. Tell me a little bit more about your business. And but first and foremost, let's start off with a little backstory about who you are, where you're from, and how you actually found out about DeFi Ventures organization and your business as a whole.
Sure, it was kind of interesting. I am out here in McHenry County, Illinois.
Okay.
Been out here pretty much my entire married life. Been married for coming up on 20 years in April, a long time. And when I came home, I needed some sort of employment, and I kind of stumbled by chance upon the merchant services industry. It's kind of a messy industry, you know, payment processing, merchant services. There's been a lot of interestingly deceptive practices in it. And I knew starting out, I'd have to forge a different path, at least, you know, leading, you know, by my, you know, with my own initiative, each and every visit, make it completely honest, completely authentic, completely different than what most people are used to when they think merchant services.
Right.
I've, you know, not to toot my own horn, but I do take pride in running things that way. One of the greatest compliments I ever received was, "You're not like other merchant services guys I've met." I still remember that. You know, 2 months in the industry, I still didn't know what I was doing, but a business owner was complimenting me on that. Fast forward to, I guess, end of 2017. I'd been looking for a couple years for some sort of established reentry program that would be business oriented. I hadn't found anything. Came across Defy, you know, back and forth with Defy. Basically, Defy wasn't in Illinois at the time. So, I think it was July of this year. You have to correct me on that one, Melissa, but I think it was July. You know, things were forming out here in Illinois. So, jumped in the opportunity, got in the boot camp recently, finished up the education part of that, and moving into the accelerator program and such, and taking the experience from you know, merchant services and voice over internet processing. Really, my business focuses on reducing accounts payable, turning expenses into revenues for businesses.
Okay.
That's the pitch. Merchant services is a part of that. So just want to make sure I explain that part. There's other components we bring in. I've got some new partnerships that really drive even more impact than, say, you know, August, September, when I was putting together my business plan. So
right. Okay, cool, man. Sounds like a really interesting company and brand that you are building. What were some of the challenges that you faced, not only coming home after being incarcerated for 6 years, but getting into a business such as payment processing, right? It takes a lot of trust with having a business like that. And so how were you able to overcome that?
I think I present well. I mean, sitting down in front of a business owner, they view me as someone who understands them, who understands their business, and who cares about not just their business, but them as a person.
Gotcha.
The way I figure, if I'm doing the right thing by each prospect every day, whether or not they turn into a sale, I can sleep comfortably, knowing I've done the right thing, knowing I've led with honesty and integrity, and the money will come. The trust comes, the relationships come, the client, they turn to client relationships, and the revenues follow, right? So challenges along the way, really, in terms of a comprehensive structured business program like Defy. I mean, I went to college. I got a bachelor's in business administration. I've been in entrepreneurial and small business ventures pretty much my entire career, but there was never a plan. It was always, here's a big pile of money, or a big pile of money that we have, and a big pile of work. So we're going to pay you with the money and go do the work.
Right.
Okay. I mean, that can work, but it's not a structured system.
Gotcha.
It wasn't until Defy that I ended up with a structured system. And so that was a challenge there. And another is sometimes people would say, oh, well, you were in prison, so, doom on you, get away from me. Personally and professionally, that happened along the way. And it's just, it's maintaining resilience and knowing that 7 billion people in the world aren't going to like me, and that's okay. I don't need 7 billion, I don't need 7 billion sales to do okay. Right. So, so that's kind of my attitude. And
I love that attitude, man. You got it. That's resilience. Everyone is not going to like you or like what you have to offer. So you mentioned that you had went to college and you got a business degree in business administration. How would you be able to compare that experience of going to college, getting a 4-year degree, and then having all this experience, work experience, but then now joining Defy Ventures, where it's more of a focus?
I would say, and I went to Marquette University, loved it. Fantastic business curriculum. In their defense, and in the defense of most universities in this country, entrepreneurship wasn't really a course of study. It's something you sort of strung together after you got a business degree, or after you had an idea, or after you were in transportation for 25 years and decided to do your own thing. There was no curriculum for it. Now things are a lot different out there. So there are entrepreneurship programs that you can go to school for and such. So that is one aspect of it. But really, the difference between that and my experience and then Defy, Marquette had a good macro business curriculum. How do you do business in general? Gotcha. My experience was very much, okay, here's an opportunity, here's an opportunity, here's an opportunity. I've used the phrase before that, I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do when I grow up. And I'm clearly a little older than a kid at this point, right? But that's kind of how I look at it. And really, my experiences have all led me, both the career ones and, being away from home for 6 years, have all led me to this point of being able to do things the right way. And really, this program came at the right time. I think back to 2018, I really wasn't in the right frame of mind yet to make the leap into my own business. And now I am.
No, thank you for that, man.
Program. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for the informative, great information. Mr. Javier Reyes, how's it going, brother?
How are you, sir?
I'm doing pretty good, man. We had the opportunity to speak on the phone for a nice little amount of time, man, last week. Just really learned a lot about you, man. Really impressed. You were just released from federal custody after doing 16 years. And, man, I thought I hit the ground running. I've been home about 2 years, man. It's like I see you on social media. You're doing a lot of stuff within the community. And you have a unique business. FURR Beauty is the name of it. And so, first and foremost, the audience has to know your background, kind of things that you come from and where you come from and how you actually defy the odds and escape the odds as well. And so if you can get into that and also get into your business, the things that you're doing, and we'll talk about Defy Ventures, your experience with them as well.
Okay, my name is Javier Reyes, and I served 16 years in the Federal Bureau of Prison for conspiracy. I've been home for 7 months. I'm born and raised in Chicago, at Homo Park, and you're from here, so you know the area that I'm from. You really
Right.
have zero to no opportunities, to actually develop as a free thinker or even as a person who wants a better life.
Right.
I made wrong decisions in life early on, but I'm not too sad about them because it's led me to so many wonderful things, blessings, a knowledge that without this I've never learned.
Right. Absolutely. Um, so while you were incarcerated, did you have any? And we have a million ideas while we're in there. Or at least I know I had. I had like a thousand ideas, right? And so,
Yeah.
um, this fur beauty, right? Let's tell the audience what that is. I think it's a great idea. It's pretty unique. And how did you come up with that idea? And how has DeFi Venture kind of helped you shape that idea and to be able to turn that into something tangible?
Okay, fur beauty is obviously to deal with pets. Um,
Okay.
I want to create a line of products that are pet friendly, human friendly. A lot of people sometimes don't understand how serious an allergic reaction can be to a pet,
Hmm.
and how devastating it can be to a family who loves their cat, loves their dog, and that pet has become part of their family.
Uh-huh.
So what Fur Beauty is going to do is create a product that is plant-based, non-GMO. We do research on pH balance for pets. Um, we create a product that is hypoallergenic, zero perfume, environment friendly. Um, I'll give you a prime example, and this is a true story of a nephew of mine who had enzyme, enzymine, and
Eczema?
yeah, he was super allergic. He would break out, and his dog. Every time he played with the dog, he would break out real bad. So they were at a point where, like, listen, we got to get rid of the dog. But it wasn't the dog; it was the products that they were using to give the dog a bath.
Mm.
So the shampoo that the dog was using had everything that this kid was allergic to. So when they finally understood what the problem was, it was such a hard journey to try to find a product that was available, that was readily available to them. They could not find it I guess in time for him to really enjoy this dog because he grew older and went to college and the separation was there. But our company is going to create a safe environment for kids that are allergic to perfumes or just any other products that are not plant-based, that are not natural or organic. So Fur Beauty is gonna create an opportunity to have a happy pet, happy home, happy kids, and it's a journey. It's something that I'm truly passionate about, and I feel that with this pandemic, even if you do a little research, you'll find out that 80% of animals in shelters have been adopted.
Wow.
So there's more pets in homes now. The people are staying home more now with their pets. You're not able to do the things that you were doing before. So we want to create an environment where it's safer to have your pet at home all the time. It's safe for the kid that maybe has allergies to be able to play with the dog more often. So
Yeah.
our company wants to create not only a great product, but also a great experience for families who own pets.
Man, hey, look, hey, I want to invest in that. Definitely. Hey, because it's definitely it sounds very unique, and we spend a lot of our monies on organic stuff for ourselves, but not often do I think we do that for our pets. And as you stated, the pets they're like a part of your extended family. So how did you, after 16 years incarcerated, right? You sound like you really, really you understand the your product, and you almost sound like a scientist, right? You talk about the pH balances and stuff like that. So I know that research or resources are limited while we're incarcerated, and over this last year, or not a year, maybe last 6 months, um, access movement while you're incarcerated has been limited within itself. So how were you able to actually get enough information about what you wanted to do and actually be able to come out with a plan while you were incarcerated?
Well, there's a person by the name of Brenda who has Bird Beauty, not Fur Beauty, but Bird Beauty. And
Okay.
she created an organic, and she does her own products for hair. And during our conversations, she's an animal lover, and she had a cat named Toby who passed away, and
Okay.
who was allergic to everything. So she started making Toby shampoos at home, and started using organic products, and saw that the life of the cat was just like completely, it just transformed. The cat was happier. He wasn't shedding a lot.
Mm.
So by her sharing this with me, I said, "What do you think about creating a line for pets, fur beauty?" And she's like, let's look into that." And so we started through her. I said, "Google this, find out this information for me," and she would feed this back into me. So I would sit in the law library, and besides trying to get out of jail,
Right.
you did the research, and you try to become acquainted with different terms, and try to understand the dynamics of creating a product that would not only have a long shelf life, but also that would create a better atmosphere for pet owners.
Absolutely. Hey, can you tell me how Defy Ventures has added to your business education? I mean, you already sound like, look, brother, you on point, man. And so
This also comes from Defy. Um, I was introduced to Defy through someone who's actually involved in the program called Celia Colon. She's part of the God Foundation, Giving Others Dreams.
gotcha.
Um, she sent me the information. I looked at it and I was blown away. I was
Right.
blown away with the fact that they even exist.
Yeah.
When you go to prison and you come home, people tend to look at you different. And not anything wrong, Ed, but people of color and having a background is just like,
Yeah.
you're really screwed, and even before they get to know you as a person, they're shutting doors. They're telling you no. They're not giving you opportunities. So Defy gave me an opportunity to learn more about who I was as an entrepreneur, to have access to a network that I couldn't even
Yeah.
buy it with $1 million.
Right.
You know how there's that saying that I wish I knew what I knew back then now.
Right.
Well, Defy is that. They are that. I wish what I knew back then. They are that road, that bridge of services, like she said. Life coaches, business coaches. I
Mm.
meet with Tracy Romano every 2 weeks through Defy. Zoom meetings with business coaches. This is like Ed was saying, he went to school for this, but they
Yeah.
didn't touch on the entrepreneur aspect of it.
Hmm.
They want to teach you all the legit, the business plans and this, how to run a business, but they really don't give you um, just like the experience of people that have done it before.
Right.
So with that said, Defy is groundbreaking. What they're doing is saving lives.
Yeah.
Um, and I truly don't, and I don't know if they can, but see how far reaching what FI is doing. It's changing lives, and it's changing families. It's giving men opportunity to be that breadwinner.
Hmm.
That person that's going to take care of his family. That person who's going to set an example for his kids, his nephews.
Yeah.
Um, because they look up to you despite you having this downfall and going to prison. And when you do these things, just like you said, you thought you took off and running. I took off and running because Defy was there to give me them running shoes.
There you go. I like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
it's an amazing program, and I'm truly honored and I'm blessed to have met Melissa, Mariah, all the other people that are a part of this. I mean, even having a platform with you is an amazing thing.
Yeah.
You and I spoke about stuff that we went through, being incarcerated and understanding the limitations that we have.
Mhm.
Um, her the Defy program, Melissa being the person that she is, because she can be anywhere because she's super intelligent. She's such a smart person, and she can be anywhere else. Honestly, she can be with some Fortune 500 company. She
Right.
can be doing a lot of stuff, but she's here, giving back to communities that need this type of program. They need this type of leadership.
Right. It sounds like one of the great benefits of being a part of Defy Ventures is not only the network with like the executives, people that kind of actually already been through it as it relates to business, but other men and women that kind of come from where you come from, right? What kind of been through those same struggles of incarceration and coming back home with a dream. And so I think that that's very important too, to be able to tap into that network as well. Melissa, what would you say is a couple benefits that men and women can walk away with specifically when they join DeFi Ventures?
Sure. So I think that, we've definitely touched upon the network. I mean, I think that being connected with like-minded individuals, other people in the business community who can kind of provide that jet fuel to
Yes.
take your business to the next level. But I think that what we really believe is about creating a chance for people to feel their self-worth, to feel connected to one another and each other's humanity, to build bridges amongst people, to lessen the stigma. I think that Javier and Ed both talked about that. I'm sure that you've experienced it too. People closing doors. We want to open doors. We want to give legitimate first chances, not just second chances. So I think that those are some of the kind of like high level things, but practically, people who go through our program leave with a business plan, with a business pitch. They are able to go out and talk about their business in a cogent way to garner new clients. And those people who go through our accelerator actually ultimately get a chance to pitch for real dollars to help their business grow and thrive. So we are actively building a venture fund of our own to provide and deploy real money to people to get their business to the next level. And so these are grants. Defy does not take an equity stake in any of the businesses. So these are real tangible things that people who, I mean, and even more than I, who've been formerly incarcerated, if you go to the bank and you try to get a traditional loan, maybe they say no. Maybe you've been credit invisible, or you haven't had access to those means that other people have had, who maybe haven't experienced incarceration. And that's not okay. Those are some, policy issues that I think that definitely need to be addressed. But right now, Defy has solutions for people who are coming home, who have been home and are still experiencing issues or barriers. And we're here
absolutely.
to provide those resources.
I initially came across DeFi, I think it was 2012 or 2013. I was reading the Fast Company magazine, or it might have been Inc. magazine. I used to get all those magazines just to keep myself sharp. And I came across DeFi Ventures, and at the time I had an idea that wasn't escaping the odds. That didn't come until years later. And so I said, you know what, I'm gonna write these. I'm gonna write these people, and just kind of see what's going on. And I wrote you all, and you guys responded, and I was like, wow, I didn't expect that, to be honest, right? Because oftentimes you get a letter, somebody get a letter from jail, it's like they toss it, they toss it to the side, So that's what I was expecting. But actually, you guys gave me information on how to be a part of the program, and it's just like it's crazy how now it's like I'm on the other side. I'm getting the opportunity to kind of help work with you all and just get the word out. So I think that's really great. It's an testament to sticking to your dream, just kind of like just going after whatever you're trying to do. So I believe that that's definitely what you guys are doing. Ed, one benefit that you can say that has really changed the way you look at things as it relates to business after going through the program, the DeFi program. Anything that stands out?
I would say, yeah, I would say I managed to take my dreams and organize them into a plan to achieve them.
Okay,
And
gotcha.
I had not been wired that way in my upbringing. I didn't necessarily learn that in college. I didn't necessarily learn that in my career path, but I've figured that out in the past several months. And the variable is Defy. So that's where it
Gotcha.
came from.
Okay,
So hats off.
perfect. All right. Hey, I gotta
Yeah.
put y'all on the spot real quick, right? Javier, one word that describes Defy Ventures and Fury Beauty. Fur Beauty. All
Innovative.
right. Okay, perfect. Ed,
Wait, is it one word that defines both? Or one
yep.
word that defines each?
Both.
Yep. Okay. Oh, that's funny. Second chance.
Thanks, I like that. And Melissa, one word that describes DeFi and all of the participants that you had the opportunity to work with.
Heartwarming.
Got it. I love it. I love it. Wow. Okay. Is there anything else you guys would like to add as it relates to your businesses that you would like the audience to know about, or anything about your personal lives? Right. You guys been through the odds and kind of escaped them, and you guys are doing really well for yourselves. So anything you want, any words of wisdom, I should say.
I'll say this: never give up. You're gonna be in a dark place at times, because being incarcerated is not a walk in the park.
Right.
But never give up and seek resources. Understand that you're not the only person that's going through this. So there's someone else out there that you can talk to who's going to be able to have information.
Yep.
Escaping the odds, Defy.
Yep.
So many programs out there. Just be diligent and be real about what you want. Accountability is huge for me. Do what you say and say what you do, and always do the right thing. Don't sometimes do the right thing because it doesn't work that way. You always have to do the right thing if you expect for anything to be different in your life.
I like that. Ed.
I would say that everyone in their life, whether they're incarcerated or not, gets off track sometime in their life. No one does a perfect walk. I mean, there was this one guy, but other than that, there's never been a perfect person, right? We all get off in some way, get off the track in some way. So what I would say is, yes, there are naysayers in society. There are people that are going to look at, what Javier mentioned before, black and brown with a record. And they're going to say, forget it. They're going to take a look at me, and maybe certain people would, look at my record and say no, or they might not look at it initially or whatever, and then having the rug yanked out from under me later. It stinks, but it's a rough situation. We've all, we've gone through it. But I would say at that time, that's the time for grit. That's the time for perseverance in the face of adversity, knowing that the rejection you just received, or the friend that maybe just went by the wayside because you were in prison, or the possible employer that said, we're not doing, opportunity for you to say, okay, that person didn't want me. Investor, I'm going to, this organization isn't a fit. I'm going to talk to Defy and see if they know anybody who might be a fit.
Right.
But stick to your guns.
Absolutely.
Keep moving forward.
Yeah. Thank you for that. And I would say it's something I've been kind of really instilling in myself, is to stay in your own lane. Right. Sometimes we look over to the left and look over to the right. The things that we're doing, is it coming to fruition quick enough? Especially coming from a lifestyle where everything was immediate gratification. It's like you want what you want now, And so sometimes other things look shiny, right? So you want to kind of go after those things and, get that quick result. But everything worth having is going to take a little while to have, right? I always say this, like, it's not a get rich slow, get rich fast, but it doesn't have to be a get rich slow neither. And so definitely, just staying in your lane and just kind of finding your niche and being passionate about whatever that you're doing. And so I definitely want to lead the audience with that. Javier, how do we get a hold to you?
I am at javier.reyes041919 at gmail.com. And I don't know if I'm able to give my phone number out. No, not right now. But yeah, the email's okay. Yeah, you can reach me there. And another thing is that Defy never said to me like, what were you locked up for? Who are you? Or no. They opened their doors to me. They accepted me and gave me an opportunity to just get a shot at life again,
Yeah.
And that's something that doesn't come, freely, or you don't see no one doing this stuff, and that it boggled my mind in the beginning, like I was just like, man, who are these people, right?
Yeah.
But they're real, and you see her right there, and she's like this just like this giant personality, right?
Yeah.
You see her there, but she's a giant, man.
Yeah.
She is truly a giant, and the stuff that she does is will be remembered, after we're all gone, and they will be talking. They will be saying, Melissa Odell,
Yeah.
do you remember this? She was with Defy, or this business over here was because they started over here. So this is what I mean by we don't understand how far-reaching Defy is. It's an amazing program, and I'm
Thanks,
truly honored.
man.
Yep.
Appreciate that. That's a powerful testament. Ed, how can we reach you?
Well, yeah, a couple ways. I'm still working on the website, so let's just go with email ebachner4 at gmail.com. Also, Melissa, could impose upon you if somebody has a serious, business inquiry or something, and they want to talk to you as well.
Absolutely. So we are recruiting right now, and I would love to speak directly to all of your listeners to please share this information. We have our Entrepreneurship Bootcamp. It is a free online course. It is starting on December 10th. It will be 2 days a week on Thursday evenings and Saturday mornings for 13 weeks. We're going to have a lot of really interesting content that you can take, and you'll also get to interact with our business coaches. And you've heard from Ed and Javier how amazing they are. At the end of the 13 weeks, we're going to have a business showcase. So you get to show off what you know, and you get to pitch. We'll have a graduation. We will confer a certificate of completion. So if you are interested, please reach out to me, Melissa at defyventures.org. Hopefully you can also access it via our website, which will be in the show notes, I believe, of this podcast. But I really encourage you to reach out. We can serve so many more people. I think that we're like the little engine that could, we're sort of unknown right now, but with all of your help and support, we will continue to grow. So please participate.
Excellent. Thank you all. I want to thank you all for coming on Escaping the Odds podcast. This podcast will be able to be seen on Spotify, Apple, iHeartRadio, Anchor, the escapingtheodds.com website, full video there as well. I could be followed on Facebook, Aaron Smith, also Escaping the Odds business page, Escaping the Odds podcast on Instagram. I'm pretty much everywhere, right? Just building the brand out as you guys are as well. And I'm thankful for the opportunity to be able to again. I initially first heard about Defy Ventures 8 years ago. So to be able to sit and interview and have a discussion with you all is just this. It just speaks to following your dreams. You just never know how the future ends up. And so again, we like to say here, unlocking freedom, opportunities over penitentiaries. And so that's our motto. And so definitely we want to keep pushing that. And y'all continue to like, follow, subscribe, and share. And continue to watch what these two men are doing, and also Defy Ventures. So thank you all once again.
Thank you for having us.
All right, no problem.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Hey, and let's stay in touch, fellas. You know, definitely want to hear more about what you all are doing. Both unique concepts, and so yeah, so good luck and blessings on everything you guys are doing.
Thank you. Likewise.
Great.
my
Same with
brother.
you. Thank
All
you.
right.